There are lots of ways to customize your Mac, such as changing the desktop background and screensaver. There are also different ways of getting there. You can Control-click anywhere on the desktop and choose Change Desktop Background. Or if you open System Preferences, you can choose Desktop and Screensaver under the Personal heading. Just click on a picture to change the background. If you want to choose something a little more boring, you can pick a color under Solid Colors or create your own. You can also choose photos from the sections below to help you find your images. I'm going to leave it set to Desktop Pictures to show you the next feature. If I want, I can choose to have the desktop change pictures so that I have a new desktop every day. They can change in their order of appearance, or you can have the Mac choose a random picture for you every day. If you'll notice at the top here, the color of the desktop background is visible through the menu bar. If you find this distracting, you can always disable it by unchecking Translucent Menu Bar. If you really want to go crazy with your desktop, you can set it to change every 5 seconds. While this looks really cool, it will probably annoy you after a while when you're trying to work. It's kind of like having a screensaver running in the background and can be quite distracting. Speaking of screensavers, by clicking here, you can check out all the different screensavers available on the left. You can also download new ones if you want. Just make sure you're downloading them from a reliable source. If you want the screensaver to change every time it's engaged, click here and that's exactly what will happen. I know this is a simple little feature, but I love setting it to show with clock. Now if I press the test button, the screensaver previews in full screen with the clock on display. Cool. By adjusting this slider here, you're able to set when the screensaver kicks in after a period of inactivity. If you want the screensaver to start up just as you're leaving the room, you can set up hot corners. If you click on one of these menus, you can choose to have the screensaver kick in when you drop your mouse pointer on the selected corner. Let's click OK and check it out. To get out of the screensaver, just move your mouse. Now let's go back to the desktop for a second. What if I wanted one of these pictures as my desktop? Control-click on the desktop and select Change Desktop Background again. Now I can grab this timeless work of art here and drag it over here, and the desktop is changed. Now there's a few options here for changing how your new picture is displayed. We can have it fill the screen without changing its aspect ratio. We can have it fit to screen so we can see the entire image. Or if you don't want to see the background, you can choose Stretch to Fill Screen. You can also choose to center or tile the image. If your setting has a background color option, you can click here and choose a suitable color. Youch! That's way too loud. Let's go back to the Galaxy picture. Whew! Now there's one last thing we didn't talk about, and that's the view options for the desktop. Control-click on the desktop and choose Show View Options. Now if I move the slider up here, I can change the dimensions of my icon from really small to really large. The default setting for icons is 64 by 64. Grid spacing affects the space between the icons, and text size can be adjusted for easier reading. I can also change where labels appear on my icon. You can choose to view the label on the right side of the icon if you want, but the default setting is the bottom. If I select Show System Info, folders will display how many items they have in them and pictures will display their dimensions. There's also some nice housekeeping options. If I set Snap to Grid under the Sort menu, I can drop the icons pretty much anywhere on the desktop and they will automatically be aligned to the grid. Likewise, I can make a bit of a mess and then Control-click and select Clean Up by Kind, and the icons will be neatly arranged according to their file type. So now you can set up your own desktop picture, screensaver, and icon settings, and even decide how you want them to be organized. Now that's a lot of customizing power.